maybe marked? Did you have any questions about anything that you read? Anything that you connected to? Anything you thought extremely important?
I had a question on the word graze.
Graze? Well, how about you read it for me? Read the sentence that it's in.
Animals graze in fields and birds are busy flying and searching for food.
So what do you think it means in the context of that sentence? Animals graze in fields and birds are busy flying and searching for food. So
walk in fields, flying in fields.
Okay, and what are they walking and looking for? Food. Yeah, you see how the last part of the sentence says searching for food? It says animals graze in fields and birds are flying. So the animals are in the fields, the birds are in the air, but they're both looking for food. Yeah.
And then I underlined there are many animals that are nocturnal.
Many animals that are nocturnal. Why do you think that's important to the story?
Because it talks about this. The whole section is about nocturnal animals.
Okay. Also, I mean, the title of the story, right? The World at Night. So I think that's kind of a good indication that this is about what's going on at night, right? Anything else that makes you think that nocturnal is important to the story?
Yes, because it underlined nocturnal.
They underlined it? Yeah. One thing I thought was kind of interesting, towards the bottom, I underlined coyotes and mountain lions eat the same things, so they're in a competition. It's better for one to hunt and eat during the day and the other at night. This creates the balance. That kind of reminded me of something we learned about in science, didn't it? What is that balance that they're talking about? Competition. Remember, if we have too much of one and not enough, and then they.
Oh, if one eats up all the food, then the other ones will die, and then whatever they eat, there will be more of.
Right. Do you remember what all that was called? The food chain, the web, right, in the ecosystem. Yeah. Kind of interesting that this story is about that same competition and balance, and that they all interact together, right? So was there anything in the story that you've never heard before, or anything that was new information to you? No, I didn't really think so either. It was kind of interesting. I really liked this diagram on the back page too. Why do you think they included that diagram?
Because in the paragraph above it, they were talking about the owls, how they're strong and fight strong nighttime hunters.
And the diagram, the title of it was "How Are Owls Such Successful Nocturnal Hunters?" So then it kind of pointed out all the things that make it so good at its job, or at that job, right? It's kind of interesting. So then, the second time we read it, I want us to kind of, I want us to read it together, and I was thinking we could read just the first part of the story. So, we should have done this at the beginning, but let's go through and separate our paragraphs and number them so that we can talk about it a little bit easier. You want to start with 6 on the back? Okay. Do you have 8? Okay, me too. So what I was thinking was we can look at just since there's 8 paragraphs, we'll look at the first half, and see if we can kind of come up with maybe one of the main ideas of the article. Okay, so we want to read it together. Okay, do you want to read together, or do you want to alternate paragraphs?
Alternate paragraphs.
Okay, do you want to start? Okay.
The world during the day is very busy. Adults go to work and children go to school. Animals graze in the fields and birds are busy flying and searching for food. But what happens when we turn out the lights? Is everyone asleep? The answer is no. There is a whole amazing world that awakens when you and I go to sleep.
Animals, insects, and other creatures that wake at night and begin their busy life are called nocturnal. There are many animals that are nocturnal. You probably hear the buzz begin outside in the evenings before you go to bed.
Some animals sleep during the day because of the temperature. In many areas, it can be too hot for an animal to be out in the day. For an example, iguanas live in the desert. During the day, it can be over 100 degrees in the sun. This is way too hot for an iguana to hunt food and do all the things iguanas do. So they sleep in the shade of trees or rocks to keep cool. At night, when the temperature drops, they wake up and hunt.
If you have ever had a hamster as a pet or know someone who has, you know that they sleep during the day and are active at night. This is because it is part of their nature. They are nocturnal. Hamsters are not fast animals. If they had to go out during the day to get food and water, it would be easy for predators like hawks or other large birds to catch them. Hamsters rely on being nocturnal for survival. It is easier for them to hide in darkness to avoid being caught by predators.
There are some animals that eat the same types of food as others. For example, coyotes and mountain lions like to eat rabbits and deer. This can mean big trouble, though. Imagine there is one piece of your favorite pie left. You see it at the same time as your little brother or sister. What is going to happen? You're going to fight over it. The same thing happens in nature. This is called competition. Since coyotes and mountain lions eat the same things, it is better for one to hunt and eat during the day and the other at night. So coyotes are nocturnal while mountain lions are active during the day. This is a way that nature finds an amazing way to balance.
Okay, let's just stop there. I just kind of want to draw your attention to the first page with our graphic organizer. What do you think one of the main ideas of the story is? If you had to say one thing that really pops in your head that you heard over and over and over again, what kind of idea do you think? Nocturnal. So then, do you want to use one of our, let's use maybe our blue, and we'll go through, and on the first page where we read together just now, why don't we color blue everything that we read about nocturnal. Anytime we saw that word or a sentence with that word. About, right? You're summarizing it for them. So how would we start our summary?
Many animals are nocturnal and some
Keep going. I like what you said. Many animals are nocturnal.
and some animals eat the same types of food as others. If that can cause a fight.
Okay. Well, how about before we add the cause of fight, we say that many animals are nocturnal and eat the same types of food as others. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, oops, sorry. And so, since we combined our two main ideas, now we can use our supporting details in the rest of our summary, right? Okay, that's what I want us to do.